Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today we are in the Strasbourg. This is on sale in the shop right now, but this is the build and play guide on Strasbourg. And this is, if you guys didn't know, it's a Tier 6 Dunkirk with 1 millimeter more of armor, which essentially does nothing. It's still 15-inch guns now. Overmatch has a little bit better reload and a little bit more health. For the most part, some of the main differences between that and the Dunkirk, and also the reload booster too, which is handy. But anyway, let's go ahead get into the ship. We are using Azure Lane Dunkirk, as you guys can see, with Pablo de Ravel and Iachino. I would, if you don't have Dunkirk, use whatever commander that you do have or that you do normally use for the French battleships. We're using Flambeau Cannoneer, Frontal Fire, Marksmanship, Master Mechanic, and Fight Fire with Fire. Uh, Upgrades is the Aiming Systems Mod 1, Concealment, or Prop and Concealment is always in the second and third slots. You do have 5 average heals, and you can choose between fighter catapults, observation, seaplanes, and enhanced secondary targeting. I would take the observation seaplanes. Cannot talk today. The reason being is the French have kind of poor grouping, and that does actually help. So specs, you have 58,000 health, so a little bit more health than Dunkirk. And main guns, these are 13-inch, 13-inch main guns. I'll be honest, guys, they're a little bit underwhelming. At Dunkirk at tier 5, I feel like it's not so bad. But up at this tier, you're doing the same amount of damage on HE and AP. Now, granted, your reload's a little bit quicker, so that's handy, but they just seem a little bit underwhelming at the tier, to be honest with you. That's my biggest thing with this ship. I love it. It's like a Timu Richelieu, in my opinion, or John Bart. But honestly, main guns, it just sometimes it just they're relatively accurate, but you're just not doing the damage that you think you should in it. It's a good ship. I like it, by the way, but AA defense not ideal, but not awful. You will shoot down some planes. Statistics, you can see 45% win rate. Um, Honestly, not a terrible ship. I've had some games in this thing so far, but I do like it. Especially, it's definitely an average battleship in my opinion at tier 6, and that is already part of a very average battleship group. Armor. You have a 26 millimeter bow and stern. Yes, this is torpedo protection. You do have a actual armor belt behind that, just so you know. You do take a lot of pens in this ship, full pens against you, so be careful with that. Outside of that, you're going to be okay. I mean, 26 millimeter bow and stern, uh, you know, 15-inch guns or bigger will overmatch you. But man, if you get in a tier 5 lobby, you can have some fun with this ship, right? So, um, definitely not bad. And also the concealment on it is 12.7, so not terrible there either. And I did want to say it is a pretty quick ship for what it is. Um, but outside of that, not bad. Let's get into the match here. As we start the match, it's disclaimer time. This is a beginner's video meant to help people new to the ship or new to the game. This is not meant for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything in the universe. There are multiple ways to play and build this ship, and I am an above average player, not the world's best. I make mistakes. You may see one in this match. You didn't come here for pronunciations. I'm as good as anybody at slaughtering beautiful languages all the time. With that out of the way, we are on Scandinavia, the small version, and we are going to take a shot right out of the gate at the Cross of Dorn. And we're going to get a lot of overpins on this guy here in this beginning part. He is going broadside, so we use our reload booster along with our observation plane. And you can see we get a lot of overpins. And the destroyer shows himself here, so we're going to use our frontal fire perk to go ahead. And then once we get our guns loaded here, switch over, shoot HE right over the hill. Some of them are going to get taken out, but we still get 3 shells to hit on the destroyer. So, that being said, guys, I don't want anybody to say or think I'm saying this is not a good ship. As we see a mono over here to the left, just sitting there unsuspectingly. And we're going to switch over to AP, shoot a couple of shells. I actually expected him to move forward, but he is not going to. And you can see we are in a tier 4 or 5 and 6 match right here. We do actually get them pretty good, but we're expecting the destroyer and cruiser to pop out, so I want to be ready for them. But it looks like when you can see the plane here, they have kind of slowed down back there. So we're going to take another shot at a mono who is still actually sitting right there. And he is not AFK, by the way. He is actually killing a teammate. So I'm good idea to get rid of him, as he does take down our New Mexico, and we do sit it down again. Now, one thing about Strasbourg, very good ship here. It's a good ship. I like it, right? I don't think it's overpowered. In fact, I think it's a little bit underpowered, if anything. A little bit. But still a good ship. As we get 6 overpins on the Cross of Dorn again. I think that was a total of 10 overpins and no full pins on him. The issue I have with this ship is when you go up to tier 7, it just kind of gets steamrolled. Whereas some other ships that have, small guns don't normally bother me. But, for example, Scharnhorst has got pretty solid armor, in my opinion. Especially, it doesn't have necessarily the flat armor that this does, for sure. And so you're eating a little less pins, where, in my opinion, Scharnhorst with the 11-inch guns seems to make that conversion to tier 7 a little bit better. It's still not ideal, obviously, but and that's one of the things about it. You get this thing at tier 5, it's crazy. Also, it's really good against the cruisers. This is an absolute cruiser murderer, right? You've already seen us take a couple shots at Amano. Now, Cross the Dorn was pretty close. We did try. We should have definitely. You see, the destroyer pops up. I should have shot the Ranger. No way to know this at the time. The carrier is gonna steal that kill, and to the carrier's credit, he's gonna steal a bunch of kills in this match. He's a pretty decent carrier player, and obviously, we would have had a real good game if we could have gotten a hold of that carrier there for a second. We would have obviously been probably brocked by this ship, or by Strasbourg here. And actually, our carrier has put himself in a position that's made me very nervous. He is right behind me, and I feel like I'm trying to protect everybody from spotting him right now, to be honest. And you can see we have Daikir and Arizona over here shooting at me. Not a lot of fun. And you can see we're taking a lot of people, but we're getting chunked, right? Again, not a bad ship. It's just not one of them ones that I'm super in love with. If you get in a tier 5 match with a lot of cruisers, oh, it is absolutely a ball. If you get into a match with tier 7 battleships, it's going to be rough, right? you're basically a floating citadel to them. Now that being said, it is actually relatively hard to citadel this thing. Outside of going to tier 7, it really actually, you know, you get away with more than what you should at tier 5 and 6, but you make that step up to 7, and that's where you have the issue with this thing. That's what I've noticed anyway myself. But you can see we're kind of throwing a fit here to these guys, and they are trying to kill me, and we've backed up enough where when they shoot at us, they haven't been doing as much damage here as we get 5 shells to hit on Diker, and Arizona kind of whiffs on his shot, so we're still alive, and we do get another heal off, as you can see. And we are trying to back up but protect our aircraft carrier as well. And to this aircraft carrier's credit, he didn't panic. I did get help get rid of him, and he gets a double strike right there to help get rid of him. And you can see match is starting to get pretty close to over. We get a look at Gaade, and don't get a shot off in time, right? So we're gonna push up. I see a cruiser here, right? There's only one cruiser left. I know what it is, and I am pretty certain I'm gonna dub strike it. If you guys didn't know, it's a Pensacola, right? You sneeze on the back of Pensacola too hard, you blow it up. It'll just randomly explode. So we know what's coming. We just have to get over to shoot at it, right? And if you guys want to see a magic trick here, you guys are going to see an American cruiser here in a second. He's going to pop out of nowhere right about now, and he's going to get shot at and pop back out of existence. As you can see, ta-da, magic trick. Yeah, Strasbourg's not a bad ship at all. I know I sound a little pessimistic towards it, but the tier 6 battleships, in my opinion, not a lot of them stand out from each other a whole lot. I know that's not a super popular opinion, but it's a balanced group that all the ships have a pretty good strength and weakness. This ship, though, kind of when you go to tier 7 is the big thing, is it doesn't have much weakness. You're going to get messed up by carriers. You're going to get messed up by cruisers if you're not careful. You know, battleships are going to be treating you basically like you have no armor at the tier. But we get one shell over the Blaleski. We get our Confederate. We already had our high caliber. And we're trying to go ahead and kill it, but the carrier is going to go do that and get his Kraken, obviously, there. But you can see the accuracy, even at range. I think we hit 3 shells at the destroyer out at range, and we got 1 shell through, and of course it started a fire on him. But anyway, you can see second on the leaderboard. Could get GG's to Independence. Anyway, helping our team out quite a bit. You guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time, folks. Have a good one.